What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Talk Talk Punch. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Brody, and I'm joined by Dylan
Hey.
and the Lando Calrissian of this Rebel Alliance. Because he's the
I'm not
cool
that
one.
cool.
He's the
He is
cool
so
I'm
one.
not
cool.
I
He
am
is
not Lando
cool.
cool, but I
You're
appreciate
you're
I appreciate the sentiment, but
you're
come on.
cooler than us. Thanks, Tudor.
You call me hot. Call me hot.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
All right. Well, while you're
It's
here,
true.
we'd love to interact with you. So email us at talktalkpunch@gmail.com, and then maybe you'll show up at one of our mailbag episodes. Ask us a question, something like that. We'd like to do that. Or you can
True.
comment down below. Just please remember about it. Kind of like our friend Sebastian3183. Thank you for commenting. You can also shout out.
We love
And,
it.
and then whether you're watching us on YouTube or listening in on the audio version of the podcast, wherever you get your podcasts, because they're all over the place, make sure you go ahead and hit the thumbs up, hit the star ratings, hit the whatever ranking you can give us. That will help us. Those things actually help all those systems like the interactivity. So we would really, really appreciate it. And then after you've done that, you got to make sure that you subscribe, or else Dylan's going to come to your house, lower your water heater like one setting.
Oh,
So your
that's
water,
won't even be able to.
it's just never going to get as hot as you thought. And you're like, what's going on? What's happening?
It didn't used to do this.
You so hot. What happened? Oh, Dylan messed with it, but just a little bit.
My hands are tied, folks. My hands are tied, literally.
So make sure you
Literally.
subscribe and then hit the notification bell. That way you can easily come back here every Wednesday to hang out with us, see what we're talking about. Kind of like this week's topic. We're going over our top 3 kid movies adults like.
Nice.
Now, I'm very curious to see how you guys built these lists. I'm wondering if we all made 3 different lists. What parameters would you guys do? How'd you build these lists?
Well, I went in the lab, Brody. You know me, I like to get out the chemistry set and start
Scientific.
get a little my pH balance and my acids, my bases. That's all I remember from chemistry class. But so I decided to to put some big restrictions on my list because I was having a hard time paring it down. Like, how do I pick which Pixar film to put on my list? Do I just put Pixar? I don't want to have 3 Pixar films, and even doing 3 Pixar films, that's not enough Pixar because there's more than 3. So I decided to do no animated films on my list. And then I
Really?
went. My next step was then to say, okay, look, I'm an adult. I don't always act like an adult, but I'm an adult. So if it's movies that adults like, then I think that they are probably nostalgic films that people like me saw when they were kids. So I went back in the Wayback Machine, and I'm picking movies that someone like me might have seen as a child and then enjoyed as an adult, and then might also enjoy as an adult with a family. And either in any of those 3 life stages, they might have enjoyed and probably did enjoy these movies on my list. So science.
So essentially, Charlie and
Sorry.
I made completely opposite.
Well, bro, what'd you do?
Because I was like, well, I don't just want to focus on the nostalgia stuff. And so I only picked stuff that I saw as an adult, like as a dad. I was like, that was a really good movie. Even though I watched it for my kids, I was like, you know what? I really enjoyed that movie. So there's that.
So
And then
RoboCop is your number one then.
yeah, yeah. And
You're the cartoon made on it.
I purposely excluded all the Pixars because I was like, that's too easy. You could pick any of the Pixars.
Yeah.
They're all great for kids and adults. So I was like, it's too easy. I'm just excluding every Pixar movie.
We're both making Dylan feel bad because he has 3 Pixar films on his list. That's okay.
Tudong,
I
how'd you build your list?
I built my list on like one of them I did see as an adult and I enjoyed it. They're all kids movies, and I just looked at it like if I still could enjoy it as an adult, and if I could still talk to other adults that either have seen it and still like it or things like that, then they made the list. That's kind of how I did it, and there is nostalgia, but I had to have revisited them as an adult to still appreciate it as an adult.
Okay.
A lot simpler than your guys's, but still, there's a process. There was still a process.
I like these movies.
Do you guys think there's going to be any crossovers?
I always feel like there shouldn't be, and then there always inevitably is. So we'll see.
I don't think I'm gonna have any crossovers with you, bro. I may have a minimum of two, not minimum, a maximum of two with Charlie. A minimum,
A minimum of
of three with Charlie. But no, at least I mean, like two could possibly have made his list. At least.
I can't wait. I can't wait for all three of us to have the Secret of Nim.
Oh, gee, no.
That movie terrified me as a kid. Anyway,
Yeah.
what you got?
I don't want to revisit it.
All right. Well, let's get into it. So the order for today is going to be me and Charlie. Dudong. You're gonna be taking us home, finishing out the list.
Nice.
This is something random from the 20s.
I promise nothing from the 20s. Maybe 1910s, but not the 20s.
Wizard of Oz is incoming. All right, what's your number 3, Brode?
All right. My number 3 is one that I think it's definitely the oldest one. And it's one that came out before my kids were, so I introduced them, but I really liked it. But I first saw it as an adult. And
Nice.
I'm just gonna get right into it. It's the Iron Giant.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
This is a really good one. I don't think this was Bluth. I don't think there are any Bluth movies like that style of animation.
They had that banana stand, but that didn't work out so good.
I'm unfamiliar. So this isn't like Disney? Is that what you're saying?
No, this was not Disney. This was in the Don Bluth style. I can't remember the last time I saw a Don Bluth after this. But this is just a great one.
I've seen Don Bluth.
It's
no, it's great.
It's it's fun, it's touching, it pulls on the heartstrings at the end. You get giant
Very sad.
Scary, and like I tried to show my kids, my oldest, freaked her out too much. Like the robot chasing the kid, and she was like freaking out. So I had to wait then a couple years. I showed my kids maybe last year or so. And they all really enjoyed it. Watching it, I was like, man, this is like just a really good quality. So this is one that I saw because I think it came out in like 98 or 9. Then, yeah, even back to it, still just solid movie.
Started Vin Diesel's voice acting career.
It's true.
Way to Groot.
It's true.
Good pick, bro. Excellent pick.
He was involved in The Secret of Nim, so technically that's a point for me. Ding. We're keeping score here, but he was involved in the Tapper World Tour video game, which was very good. Don Bluth. Love me some Tapper. All right, so my number 3 is a movie that I watched as a youngster, a young scamp. It is a movie that I visited as a college student. It is a movie that I watched as a young married. It is a movie that I've watched now as a father a lot more, and certainly every year around the Christmas time. And that is the Christmas classic Home Alone. This is a wildly entertaining, fun little comedy. Everybody's seen it. Anything with John Candy in it probably would have been fine on the list. Came out of this a cool running. It was neck and neck, but we opted for this particular John Candy film. I will say I've heard that possibly the 5th Home Alone, not as bad as you might think. I have not had the courage to watch 3 or 4 or 5.
You saw 2?
No, I've seen 2. Yeah, I don't particularly care for 2, and it's not one that I revisit. But I have yet to watch the little brown-haired helmet boy or the newer kids. Man, I don't know. But Home Alone 1, fantastic. Adults like it. You can ask around. Ask your friends.
It was the highest grossing movie for a while. For a while, it said this made lots of money at the box office. Huge hit.
Yeah. And the
This
Colton's
is
still around doing their thing, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
God
yeah.
bless them.
this movie is still funny. That's Chris.
Yeah, holds
Still
up.
Yeah, it
Still
does.
funny.
Joe Pesci trying his best not to curse in a kids movie.
Is there a big outtakes reel? I would love to see just a Joe Pesci outtakes reel
Yeah,
from
that
that.
would be
That would
great.
be
Oh, I bet
amazing.
there gotta be some.
A lot of bleeps, I bet.
If there's ever a point in time where we can time travel, but we can't interfere, like you
Oh,
can
like
go and observe, but you can't do anything, you can't change anything.
watching
It'd be
it
really
like a
fun
movie.
to do behind the scenes of like movies and just show up and just like watch the making of stuff. Would be really neat to kind of hover there like a ghost. But very funny, Joe Pesci. Very nice. Yes, very good. Anyway, what's your number 3, Dylan?
Oh, thank you, Charlie. I'm so glad you asked.
Hey.
My number 3, seminal classic, Goonies.
Never heard of it.
You've got Data, who's now an Academy Award winner. You've got Chunk, who's fantastic. You've got Mouth. You've got Mikey. You got Bran. All of the characters in there, absolutely fantastic. Oh, the Fratellis. I could never forget about the Fratellis. Mama Fratelli, especially, and One-Eyed Willie's treasure. And this is just one of those. I mean,
Okay.
Richard Donner directed it, and it just reeks of a Amblin Entertainment. Like, even if it wasn't, I know that Steven Spielberg had some like producing or something like that to do with it. Absolutely fantastic, a kids treasure hunting movie, and it was just great. I loved it back when I saw it as a kid, and even now I still absolutely love it. It is a lot of fun, very smart, doesn't talk down to its kids audience, but it still keeps it fun. It's got thrills but not exactly scares. It's got you know mystery, and they find the clues, all sorts of different things. And absolutely fantastic entertainment. It seems almost like a throwback to Raiders of the Lost Ark in the Indiana Jones series, a throwback to those old serials, where it's to hit the kids. They're about to get their neighborhood is about to be bulldozed through, and if they're moving out, basically the bulldozers are there to just destroy all of their houses and the whole place, and so the only thing they can do is find buried treasure.
Why
And
not?
yeah, and the writing holds up, the acting holds up, the directing is excellent, all of it is great. I have yet to meet an adult that is like the Goonies. I hate it. I've never seen that. They always have a favorite character. Mine was always it was actually, I don't know. I mean, Data or Chunk, who was so funny. Do you guys have a favorite?
I always pictured you as a Clark the Mouth Devereaux kind of guy.
Really? I was
You were obsessed with Corey Feldman for most of our college time.
preposterous. Preposterous. I've
I was
always
a Corey Haim guy. You were a Feldman. It was just like, hey, we had our Corys.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's different than being obsessed. I mean, he's not Nathan Fillion over here. I mean, come on.
You said
I'm
the
not.
greatest child
I'm
actor
not
of
the
our
obsessed.
generation. He's older than us. I'm just saying, but the greatest. Let me ask you guys a question. If you go to IMDb, you'll see that Goonies 2 is scheduled for a 2027 release.
Oh, gosh.
Wow.
Where are you setting the over/under that's actually going to happen? We got Sean Astin, Corey Feldman, Robert Davi, who plays Jake Fratelli, and Cyndi Lauper as Bean Soup Annie. So far attached allegedly. What do we?
Cyndi
What are we?
Lauper.
Where are we setting the over/under here that it's going to happen? Are we
That's
thinking
not
like a 20% probability, 10%?
Maybe 2027. Yikes! What are they making? Are they making Cleopatra again? Are they remaking something, some big grand epic Mutiny on the Bounty? None of it makes any. Why would it be 2027?
You know why it's going to happen? Because of the Academy Award winning.
Data.
Now that they get to attach Academy Award winner to it's going to happen 2027. It's coming for you.
So longtime watchers of the channel may remember that we called Might have been back in the top 10,
Yeah.
probably.
Bro,
Huh?
he's never seen this, Dylan.
Is top 10 movies that for some reason we never saw. Something along those lines. And this was on my list.
Why?
I don't know how. I don't know how I
You
missed
don't know
this,
how
how
to
I
see it?
never saw it. I don't know how I never saw this. I don't know how it never came up at a sleepover, at a friend's house, on
How
TV.
have you
Like
not seen it now? How could you
I
not? And it's been on TV, you know. It has. It's
I
been
know.
on TV.
I know. No, I'll say to answer your question, Tudong, my favorite is probably Fred.
Fred. Fred, that's
Yep.
I can
Uh,
accept that, bro.
all right.
Fred, it's perfect.
All right. Well, Dylan, unless you want to do a truffle shuffle, Brody, you want to tell us your number 2?
All right. My number 2 was one I saw after I had kids. We were looking for family movie night, so we found one and watched it, and I thought that this movie was so funny, and it became like a family favorite in my house, and I still will sit down and watch it because I think this movie is genuinely very funny. That's Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. This this movie, I thought this movie was so well written and like genuinely was making me laugh throughout the whole thing. And my kids loved it. I think it's got this really fun animation. The idea and like the story is really fun. We went like to the library and got the book. The book is nothing like the movie. Just go to the movie.
I
Movie was
like the
better than the
book.
book. Movie was better than the book.
Whoa, controversial statements left and right from Brody tonight. Coming in hot.
But yeah,
Tell the
this
kids
movie, it's
no
just,
reading for the kids, no Goonies watching.
yeah, this movie is just really fun. The sequel is really funny, and my kids love to watch it, and I will happily sit down and I'll still laugh. I just think
This might be like if I could pick a cartoon universe to live in, this might be the one. Because this is like a long time dream of mine to have like just food falling from the sky for me to eat. That's delicious.
I'd like to confess that I've seen parts of part 2, but I actually haven't seen this one.
oh, this it's really good. It's really good.
Well, when you watch Goonies, then I'll go ahead and watch this, bro.
Double
Oh,
feature, all right.
come now. Come now.
All right. Well, I've seen all of these movies, so you don't have to worry about that. This is a good pick, bro. It's a fun movie, and the sequel.
It got very good reviews.
Yeah, the sequel is really good too. I think I
Yeah,
still like the first one a little bit better, but the sequel
Yeah.
solid. And my kids,
This did very well at the box office. It got excellent reviews, I will say.
I
Earned
don't know
itself
why
that
they
sequel.
never came out with a part 3. I think there were
Yeah.
rumors of a part 3, but it never happened. Don't
Well, they did the TV show on like Netflix or something.
something. It was like a standard animation show,
Yeah.
and I don't know if any of the voice actors came.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They need a number 3. So there's my pick.
Good.
Audi
Good
with a
pick.
chance of
All right.
meatballs.
So my number 2 is it's a movie I watched a lot as a kid. It's maybe one of the movies I've seen the most total number of times in my lifetime, and not because it's like one of my favorites, but just because it was like the ultimate rainy day film when you didn't have all these streaming choices to watch. It was like always available on things. It was like every bus trip I ever took in a group, and there was like a DVD player, then it was there. When I was in my dating phases, this was a favorite of many young ladies that I dated back in high school and then into college, and it's a fun one for the kids.
Beverly Hills Cop, Charlie.
It is Beverly Hills Cop, and it is no, it is not. It is with Pauly Shore. It is son-in-law. No, I'm just kidding. No, Pauly Shore made my list. It is The Princess Bride, which is a fun little romp, and I go back and forth. There are things about this movie that I just absolutely love as an adult, and there's just moments like the Wallace Shawn and Andre the Giant and Mandy Patinkin and Christopher Guest, like basically all this, Billy Crystal and all the
Mm.
side characters are just like the writing of poor Robin White, Robin Wright Penn. The writing, oh my gosh, that's hard to say fast. She's
It's
just
not
a
a
very
pen
flat,
anymore.
one-dimensional character. It's not very good writing for her, but the rest of it is great. Fantastic. Still some. I don't know. It's a fun movie. My wife and I still quote this. The you can die too for all the as you wish. There's a lot of back and forth. Very quotable movie. I won't bore you with quotes from the movie. You can quote it yourselves right now. I mean it. So,
Have
but
fun
it's
storming the
a fun one.
castle.
Come on, you guys love this one still. Come on,
It is.
Yeah.
breathe
It's a good
a
one.
little bit of joy into this one.
Have fun storming the castle. He's maybe only mainly dead.
That might
Eh?
be one of the things that I quote the most out of context. That probably no one has any idea what I'm saying. My kids are going somewhere, and I'll say, "Have fun storming the castle," and I do a weird voice. And they've seen the movie, but like only like once, maybe, and so they
Yeah.
have no idea. And I quote weird lines from weird movies out of context a lot. So I think they're kind of just used to dismissing me when I say weird stuff. They don't even ask anymore. Not like, "Hey, Dad, why do you do that weird voice and say that weird line?" They're just like, "All right, my dad's a weirdo, or I'm out of here." Run.
That's great. Oh, this one's full of great lines.
That is.
It is. It's very, very. It's a really fun quotable movie. I will say, as a fun fact, and then I'll yield my time to the gentleman in Long Beach. I did a German scene in my German class. We did the inconceivable scene, auf Deutsch. We had to just do like a little German sketch, and it was supposed to just be like really short, back and forth. And instead of that, my buddy and I decided we'd do the whole scene, and
Oh,
it was great. And I got to do the Wallace
that
Shawn part, and
that
uh,
sounds really, really difficult.
it was all in German. And I stood up, "Oh, you can do whatever," and then I fell straight back off the chair. It was fantastic. My German teacher loved me, Frau Verheim. She was fantastic. But anyway,
Nice.
German kids, if you're watching this and you have to pick a foreign language to do at school, I will say don't pick German. Dumb choice, completely useless language. If you live in California, Spanish, a much better choice. Make better life decisions than I did. On to you, Dylan.
All right, two dogs.
Well, my number two looks like
Oh,
it's going to
Tom.
be the only the only one that is Pixar on this list, and it's actually, I'll
Mm,
be honest, usually steer clear of Pixar because there's
'cause you
always a
hate it.
part where it gets really sad. As soon as it like Up came out, I was like, I can't
Oh,
even see this
up,
because it
yeah.
was really sad, and then
That movie
every other
wrecked me.
one, yeah. I mean, like in Toy Story, they didn't have that. There was no part where it was super sad where you're gonna cry. But in part three, yeah,
Ugh.
there was a lot of crying in part three. I was like, I cannot believe that this is a kids movie. Either way, that's
Well, they bust out the Sarah
neither here nor there.
McLachlan song in two. That was really ooh.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
however,
two.
my favorite Pixar and one that I have also known like other adults to appreciate is The Incredibles.
Ah, good one.
Absolutely fantastic. Doesn't well again, I really like movies that do not talk down to kids where I can actually kind of like, and this didn't come out when I was a kid, but it really smart writing, really smart directing. The voice cast was excellent. Craig T. Nelson, come on, absolutely fantastic. And it was like a Fantastic Four movie almost. It was absolutely, to me, I thought I was watching I'm not a big Fantastic Four fan, but if it was like this was fantastic. I don't think that it, like actual plot or anything, but the way that they did it, and it was had a real '60s vibe to it with the almost a James Bond score, and a lot
The
of the
music was really good.
themes. Yeah, a lot of the themes. I saw this as an adult already because it came out already, and when I was already, like I said, an adult, and I was just like, wow, kids are appreciating this. This is great. I mean, these are some strong themes, not like disturbing ones, but ones that
It's like
I
attempted
never.
suicide. I mean,
Well, yeah, there's that. But I mean, come on, you're gonna see that in any sort of a comic book or a superhero movie. You got to get over things like suicide. All right, not getting over it, but attempted because they were saved, so that's okay. And then the guy decided he gave him a purpose in life to sue the superheroes. Either way, the point is, it also brings things like, how much more three-dimensional like the parents are to kids. They can like see that, which I had never even really thought of before. Like it shows the kids in a kids movie how what it's like for an adult. Then I mean, I don't know. I'm not going through any of these life stages quite yet. 'Cause my kid's only a little kid or a little baby, but it's cool that it kind of showed that, and it was so fun. Like the action is fun. Jason Lee as Syndrome is fantastic. He was only in there. He did his all of his lines in maybe a week, and Craig T. Nelson had to go back for maybe like 2 years. He had to keep going back. I saw that and I was like, that's really like that's nuts. But my number two, The Incredibles.
Nice.
Charlie and I saw this midnight showing.
Nice.
It was good.
Yeah, easily my favorite Pixar.
Yeah, there's my oldest son and I have a like a running. I don't. I guess it's not. This is gonna sound weird, but if I call it a running joke, but just whenever we watch an animated film and one of the parents dies, usually the dad, we always, it's like almost like a drinking game without the drinking. We're like, oh, dead dad. And it's very rare to have both parents like alive and
True.
involved in the film. It's good. Yeah.
Good pick,
Anyway.
Tudor.
Cool. Thank you.
Now that we've had a sip to dead fathers, on to you, Brody.
All right, my
There's no
number
dead
one
fathers.
came out
What is this?
adult,
movie?
and I had a couple kids. Saw it with the kids. Like this movie, my kids watch all the time. We have it like digitally, discs of it. This one, while isn't while the movie itself isn't nostalgic, the movie is nostalgic for me, so I love it. That's the Lego movie.
Okay.
Because man, and this one, and I went back and forth because I really like the sequel too. And I was like, do I put Lego Movie 1 or do I put 2? Honestly, I wanted to just put them both. So I'm just gonna say Lego Movie 1 and 2, put them both. They're both super good. These movies, I remember when they talked about making a Lego movie and just thinking like, what the heck are you doing? Why like
Yeah.
how are you going to make a Lego movie and why would you make a Lego? And then this
Very
thing
true.
came out and it was funny, like full of heart, and the style that they did it where they're Lego but they made the animation like they're actual Lego minifigs, and you know, it's just there's so much. They have all the nostalgic throwbacks like Benny and the spaceship. You've got the licensed stuff like the DC stuff. They brought Batman in, and that's where you get this now like version of Batman.
Fantastic
You know,
Batman.
and like, oh god, it's just so much to this movie. It's a movie that you could really just like watch over and over again. Just like
Yeah.
find new things, laugh at it. Just oh, it's so good. And then the sequel brought in like the Friends stuff, which I have two girls, and so they really like the second one. I think most like the second one more than the first because we have a lot of the Friends. And then even as a parent, you know, there's all this stuff from the first one about the dad and the son, and in the second one, there's the two siblings having to work together. And so as a parent, with both boys and girls, and I see them fight and I smash each other's Legos. And like so see that happen in the movie and have them together and oh my this movie just understands me. So it's so good. These movies are so good. This is another one. Where's the third one? Why is there not a third Lego movie? I know that we've gotten Lego Batman. I know that we got the Lego Ninjago. But man, I need a third Lego movie. It's got to like these movies are like they make money. Everybody loves these. How is there not? How did they not fast track it? Maybe it just takes 5 years to make these movies. I don't know. But the second one came out a while ago.
Yeah.
I've heard nothing about a third. I'm hoping that And
Nice.
these are good no matter what age.
Yeah, this is a good pick. This is a good pick by you.
There you go. There's my number one. Lego Movie 1, 2, whatever. Either one.
All right. Well, my number one, while being one of my favorite movies of all time, I can say that this is not just a me thing. This is just one of the greatest movies that has ever been made. So, and
Oh.
now, oftentimes on here, I like to push my personal ideals. That just because you prefer something, that doesn't make that thing good or bad. It's just preference. Preference over, it's not quality, and you shouldn't mix those two things together. But every now and then, you fall in love with something, and its artistic quality is so undeniable, so good that not even a heartless, soulless Dylan type could come in and say that's not a good movie. No. This is great. And when I first saw this back in the early 90s, I was blown away. And this became a mission, a personal mission of mine, to show everyone that I could this amazing film, which includes, of course, my poor children who have had to watch it. And, I'm sure someday I'll sit down with my grandkids and say, hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to watch a movie from 1993. It's going to blow your minds. And of course, if you haven't guessed yet, I'm sure I've given you all these clues. Artistic powerhouse from 1993.
Dylan, do you know what it is?
Know.
I don't know.
Come on now.
1993.
A frequent. We used to do top 5 favorite movies of all time at Denny's constantly. This was a frequent member of my top 5.
Fern Gully?
Yeah, you know me and Fern Gully. Actually, I've never seen Fern Gully. So I missed out. No, this is
really.
Well, put up the thing. You guys should recognize it when you see my picture.
Oh, of course.
I cannot believe
Yeah,
this.
man.
Of
How did I not
course.
know this?
The greatest movie ever made. Hambone. Come on. This movie was so good. And look, I know. I love baseball. And I still play. I keep the glory days alive. I keep the fire of my youthful baseball desire burning by playing slow pitch co-ed softball. And so a lot of the people that I hang out with are also fans of the game of baseball. So we still quote and talk about the Sandlot all the time. Every now and then, one of us will have a great hit, and an outfielder or an infielder just simply holds out their glove, and the ball magically finds their way into it. And we just say, "Oh, we got sandlotted." What are you gonna do, man? Nothing you can do. So this is just a. If you have not seen this movie, and it is possible that somehow this has slipped through the cracks, especially for our younger viewers out there, you do yourself a favor. Even if you don't love baseball, if you've never watched because there's a character that you'll relate. The main character is not a fan of baseball. He doesn't know who Baby Ruth is. She seems nice. Watch the movie. You'll love it. It's great. James Earl Jones. Come on now. This is just one of the most fun little family adventures out there because it combines baseball and funny, so it's good. And youthful hijinks. Treat yourself. Go watch The Sandlot again. It's good.
It's a really good
I haven't
movie.
seen this movie in a long.
Yeah, that's actually true. I need to
A little
revisit
bit of trivia. I went to college with one of the sisters of the girl who played the lifeguard in the movie. The Wendy, the character.
They got kissed.
Wendy Peppercorn or something like that.
Peppercorn. That's
like
great. I like that name. I like it. Wait. Is that when we went to school, like at Cal State, Long Beach?
Yeah.
What do you mean you? You mean we? I mean,
you in the music department. You knew her. You talked to her. You hung out with her. You're like, hey, what's up?
I walked to the music department to hang out with you. Yeah, I was there.
You were too busy starring in every theater play that existed at the school.
That's true.
You would be in those one acts, sir, and every single time, all the women would come up to me and they would be like, "Who is that guy? I hear you know.
Keep
who
him
he
away
is."
from us.
And I
Stop
was
weird press.
They were like, "Yeah, check out his hair. Oh, that grin. He could do things with his mouth, I bet." And I was like, "Ladies, my goodness."
All right. Moving on.
Right, though.
Tudong, what's your number one?
The Sandlot is a great family film.
My number one, Brode, is a movie that my wife, she was very unfamiliar with movies. My wife. And I showed her this movie.
I've never seen that movie, but for some reason, I like to say that ironically, but I should probably stop saying that ironically in situations where people don't know that I'm saying that ironically.
Yeah. Me too, actually. I showed her this movie, and it became her favorite movie. I showed my
Sandlot.
my it's I showed my daughter, who is recently just turned 1, and it's her favorite movie as well. We put it on, and she would have cried if we turned it off. We give her, like, we have to give her the, the baby vaccines, and she doesn't cry because she's watching The Great Muppet Caper. It came out
Oh,
early
Aw.
80s, and it was the only movie that Jim Henson actually directed. And if you go back and watch it, it is shockingly sarcastic and funny, and it is just it's wonderful movie. It's got something for everybody, and it's a testament to the fact, because we'll put it on, and then as soon as it's done, we'll play it again, as kids are want to do, and all that. And so I'm fine with it. And I tell the wife, I'm like, I'm okay with seeing this again, and she's like, I'm surprised that I'm okay with this. And it's my mom got her my daughter a Kermit the Frog puppet, and she sleeps with it every night. She loves it, and I'm sure mom tried to get a Miss Piggy one, and but I mean, this is the pinnacle for me of what the Muppets are. I mean, the voice acting is absolutely spot on. The writing is fun for kids, and it's really funny for adults. Um, the acting in it is shocking. John Cleese, for the kid's favorite part is the part with John Cleese when they're eating soup and trying their best not to notice that Miss Piggy's breaking into their house. I mean, Charles Grodin is in it, and he's not his usual kind of deadpanning straight man self. He is way over the top, and he is
He's great.
fantastic. Diana Rigg is playing it so straight that it is also just hilarious. Everybody in it is great. I absolutely love it. Yeah, Jim Henson at the peak of his powers, its peak of his vocal artistry and his muppetry. It's just absolutely excellent. Yeah, questions for this one? Send, like, comment down below, because I love talking about the Great Muppet Caper.
kids don't.
What are you talking about? Kids don't like the Muppets. It's my
No,
daughter's
my
favorite
kids.
movie.
No, my kids. My kids don't like.
You know why? Because they haven't seen the Great Muppet Caper, bro. You probably showed them what, like the scary Christmas Carol one. Is that what you showed them? Yeah, no,
Yes,
no, no, no.
yes, I did
Yeah,
show
of
them the
course you did.
Christmas Carol
Unbelievable.
one.
No wonder. Everybody's like, let's show them the Christmas Carol one. Unbelievable. When you should be showing them the Great Muppet Caper,
All right,
bro,
I'll
because
try.
it's
I'll
good,
try.
Or
it's
Muppet
light,
Muppet
it's
Treasure Island,
happy.
or
We got wrong voice
Muppets in
Muppets.
Space.
Uh, I can't watch any after the Muppets Take Manhattan, because then all the
I,
Muppets have different voices.
I like the Jason Segel ones. I thought the new ones are good.
I didn't. I
Yeah,
gotta
they
see
made
him. I
fun of
gotta
Ring.
see him. I gotta give it a chance.
I will say that
Yeah.
I spent a good deal of my adolescence learning how to do a good Kermit the Frog impression. And when I do that for my piano students or guitar students, they just stare at me very blankly, and they have no idea who Kermit the Frog is. There was
What?
a brief moment in time where that like Lipton iced tea meme was popular,
Oh
where
yeah,
Kermit's
yeah,
like
yeah,
sipping
yeah.
tea, but that's just a picture. So I'd be like, the guy from the tea meme, the frog, and they're like, oh yeah, I don't know what he sounds like, but I've seen the tea meme. So Kermit the Frog here. Someday, when I meet your daughter, I can say hi. Yeah, it's not easy being green.
See, you also do the Jim Henson Kermit, as opposed to whoever does Kermit after that.
Yay! I have been told that I have the voice of a young Jim Henson, so
That's true.
might be older than him. When did he die? How old was he? He was young, wasn't he? Or was he older? Was he in his 50s?
He was like 50. I think he was 50.
Right. Still younger than Jim Henson then. Pour one out for Jimmy.
All right, well, good list, fellas. You guys have anything else to add to this?
Honorable mentions, anybody? I was gonna put Labyrinth.
Cool Runnings, I mentioned. Mighty Ducks.
Oh, those.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Little
Yeah,
Giants.
there you go.
Little Giants, an underrated movie. Have you guys seen Little Giants? That is fantastic.
With Rick Moranis?
Yes, so good.
I don't think I have.
Oh.
I can't remember.
You pulled Rick Moranis, so I feel like maybe you've seen it. I tried to show my Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and we did not make it past like the first like 30 seconds of that. That was rough. So that did not almost make my list.
Me too.
All right. Charlie, can you close us out?
Look, this is a fun list to talk about, fun to think through. Let us know in the comments what are some of your favorite movies that maybe you watched as a kid and still have a deep passion for, or maybe like Brody, you just saw as an adult and thought this is great. I love Mitchell versus the
Great.
Machines. It's fantastic. It's funny, and it
Never
was.
saw that one either.
Oh, that's good, Broad. You gotta watch that. You watch that with your family. You're gonna love it. You're gonna
I don't have
text me
Netflix.
later and be like, you won't even have to high voice and pretend that you liked it. You'll just regular like it. All right. So you can see Brody's got a lot of holes in his movie watching experience. I was the only one who saw all the movies talked about tonight. So I am your professional movie watcher, Charles Hickman, signing off. We'll see you next time. Click that like and subscribe. Adios.
Bye.
Bye.